What up YouTube, it's your boy Detroit Love with another video. Today we're going to show you how to install Kodi on your Arcade1Up machine. Previously I showed you how to install the jukebox and get that going. And now I'm going to show you how to watch news, TV shows, movies, all from your game room, right on your game cabinet. Let's get it started. Today we're going to talk about turning your Arcade1Up cabinet into a media center, adding Kodi. If you're not familiar with Kodi, go search YouTube for it. But Kodi is a media player that allows you to view all kinds of media, things that's on your network, things that's on the internet, all kinds of different things. But we're going to set that up here. If you take a look at my description, and you may have seen it in the previous video, this Woof and Oz 32 gig arcade only image also includes by default, it includes a jukebox called Fruitbox that allows you to add music to a folder, and then you can use your cabinet as a jukebox. And so today we're going to turn it into a media center to allow you to watch videos, listen to music, all kinds of things. And so it's a pretty powerful tool. Why would you want to do that? Hey, only you know why. But obviously people have entire arcades in their game room, or they may have this cabinet as in their office, so they have limited space, and so it gives them another viewing screen to be able to watch those videos or listen to music. All right, so we're going to get started. So from the main menu on RetroPie or EmulationStation, that's why I'm in EmulationStation. Again, this is the Woof and Off 32 gig arcade only image. I'm gonna go down to RetroPie and scroll down here to RetroPie setup. Now you wouldn't normally be there by default, so you just have to scroll down to it. No biggie. Hit your button to select that. And then the screen is going to change a little bit here, and this may get a little bit harder to see, but should be manageable. We're going to go down to Manage Packages. Now with this menu, it's always a little funky because with my up and down joystick is actually backwards. When I go down, it goes up. When I go up, it goes down. It's kind of weird. And then in order to select something, that OK, where's my finger? Right there. The OK button has to be selected. So you have to go left and right to change it from exit to OK. So you have to be on OK. So we'll hit, and then the buttons change. The select button toggles between A and B. So I'm hit the A button, and now it gives me these choices. And I'm going to go down to Manage Optional Packages. Manage Optional Packages, and I'm going to hit the A button. Okay, and once we're here, we got all kinds of different options. But we're going to go and look for Kodi. And it looks like this is in alphabetical order for the most part. So we should be able to just find it. And we didn't find it. Interesting. So keep going. There it is. So it's not in alphabetical order. So I'll just put it up higher, so I'll go down further just so it's higher up on the list, because it looks a little clearer up here. So it's Kodi, Kodi. Okay. OK is selected, so we hit our A button, and we're going to pick the first one, install from binary, and then you'll get all this text as it's installing on your screen. I'll just zoom out a little bit. So as long as this installs and don't give you a error like out of space. Now if you loaded a lot of extra ROMs and things on your device, you could potentially have ran out of space, right? So, you know, as long as you don't get an error here saying that there's not enough space to install it, you should be good. So just be patient. The screen will disappear once it's done installing. And this is going to depend on how, you know, fast your internet is. I'm on Wi-Fi. If I had a cable plugged into the Pi, a LAN cable, it would go faster, but it's not going to take that much. Not going to take that much longer. So a lot of people in the past have used Raspberry Pis as media centers on their TV. This was prior to Fire Sticks becoming popular for a similar purpose. But the neat thing about the Raspberry Pi is, you know, why have it as a one-purpose device when you can do other things as well. All right, so now because it's installed, you see the option to install has changed to remove. So if you ever get tired of having it on there, you can go to remove and remove it. So we'll move over to go left and right to back. Now back us up out of here. We'll go to back again. Now back us out, back, and finally exit. That'll get us back to the RetroPie screen. We'll back up out of here, and let me just zoom out. And now we want to hit our start button to get our main menu, and go down to quit and restart EmulationStation. Yes. All right, so now that we've restarted EmulationStation, we go to ports. You see ports is now added here. And there's Kodi. We can select that. So this is Kodi 18. And you might have saw that message at the top right corner above the clock that popped up. You can rewind and go see it if you want to. But that basically said that it connected to the keyboard that we have. Now, I'm not going to go in too much detail on Kodi itself. My joystick's not working at all, so I have to grab the keyboard. Now, on my Galaga, I have the smaller keyboard, which I recommend people having on this machine. I have this big giant keyboard, so that's a little less convenient. If you have the RII keyboard, it has a mouse and keys. This is a lot more convenient for controlling your media. But you can see it with my keyboard. I can just use the arrows up and down, and I can control this. So, I mean, there's tons of things that you can do with the Kodi totally tons of different things that you can add. All right, so it's saying it wants to configure my new controller. So I'm going to use I'm going to say yes here to allow me to configure. So just still using the keyboard at this point in time. I'm going to say Kodi. So press A, B, X, Y, start, back, guide, up, right, down, left, press left stick. I don't know what they're talking about there. So I'm just going to let that time out. Now I have enough buttons to have done all that, but I'm just going to say okay. All right, and so now I can put my, well, I can't put my keyboard up just yet because I still have to do some other setups. But so I just press and held one of the buttons and it let me configure this. So I still have to have the keyboard until it's configured. Now I can, once I have something to watch on here, I can use the joysticks and keyboard, or the joysticks and button. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to go up to this little gear at the top. And I just have to refresh my memory here. So let me go back. All right, so go to the gear here. Okay, and I want to go to File Manager, which is at the top. I gotta make sure I'm hitting the right button. All right, File Manager. I'm gonna go to Add Source. Hit, I believe it's the B button. I forget which one I said. It's A or B. I can't remember. Hit it one more time, and now hit it one more time, and now I get this path. So the path that I'm going to put in here is going to be http:// repo.supremebuilds.com. I hit, let's make sure I got that right, and I don't because I'm missing an M. So let me backspace. You have to get this right. You don't get this right, nothing's gonna work. So E M E. Whoa, lots of E's. Come on, get it right. All right, supremebuilds.com. All right, press enter. Nope. So I hit OK. And then I go down here to this line here and hit the A button, and I'm just going to put in here .sb for Supreme Builds. Okay, and OK. And I go down to OK, hit the button, hit the back button, go to add-ons. I'm going to say install from zip file. I go to settings. When this screen comes up, it says for security reasons, installation of add-ons from unknown sources is disabled. I want to enable it, so I go to settings. Right here, hit the select button there and say yes. And I'll back and install from zip again. Hit my button. I find the .sb that I just named. Hit the select button. And I'm going to go down to the bottom to that zip file there. Hit OK. And this is going to take, you see that thing popped up in the top right corner? It's added this repository. So now I'm going to install from a repository. Install from repository. I'm going to go to the Supreme Builds repository. Kind of hard to see. I guess I can zoom in, but you see there, Supreme Build repository. Go to add-on, program add-ons. The Supreme Builds Wizard, select that. And down at the bottom right, I gotta zoom out. It says highlighted blue in the lower right corner. That says install. It's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna hit that to install. At the top, you see it's that the wizard was installed, and it may pop up automatically. I'm just gonna, yep, there you go. So I got an option here. I'm just gonna dismiss this. I use track it. That's something you have to set a count up for. So I'm gonna select that. And these last three, you want those to be selected, and they are by default. So if you don't use track it, just hit continue, and you'll get this menu here. It says builds menu or ignore. So you want to select builds menu, and because this is Kodi 18, we have to select the option that's compatible with Kodi 18. So it's going to give us a list. You see all these say 18. So, and I use the titanium. That's what I like to use. But you see it was see the ones down there, the hooligans, that's 17. So and this juggernaut, that's for 17. So you cannot use that. You cannot use this for 17. You have to use the ones up here. This is titanium for 17, so don't do that. Let me just get back to the top. These are for 18, so the choices I have is just titanium. So I'm gonna pick this first one for the US server. Doesn't really matter, but they have a Canadian and European server as well. So I'm gonna select that, and it's going to give me an option to install standard or to install a fresh start. And because this is the only thing that's on here, standard install is fine. If we had tried a different build and didn't like it and we want to install over it, then fresh install would be appropriate. So we're going to do standard install. It's going to ask us to make sure that that's what we want to do. Any second. There you go. Okay, so I want to go to yes, install. The other option was no, cancels, and that was the default selection. So I pick yes, install, and then this point here is going to take as long as it, based on the server, how many people are on there downloading something at the time, and how fast your internet is. It's going to dictate how fast this going. But I have like a 200 megabyte internet connection. I am on Wi-Fi, so that's slower, but you see it's going pretty fast. Once it's done downloading, now it's getting to the installing portion. That's going pretty fast as well. And at this point in time, I can put my keyboard up because I should not need that any longer. All right, look like slow down just a tad bit here, about 90% done. There it goes. Once it's done, it should ask you to force close. And you want to make sure you force close. You see at the top left, there's some error. Error is in brackets. There's no errors. Sometimes you might get one or two, but typically not a problem. So it didn't ask me to reboot. It's automatically rebooting it by itself. So now I'll just select Kodi again. It'll restart Kodi, but we'll now have the Supreme build titanium that we just loaded. There's a mouse up in the upper left hand corner, so there is mouse compatibility. And now you see you have a different layout. You got movies, TV shows, sports, fitness, kids zone, main menu, movies, TV shows, sports. So that's all you have. But on each of these sections, now when you first come in, it's going to need to do some updating. So you may see some messages appear in the lower right hand corner. So I suggest you giving it a few minutes to do its thing. See there, it's got some things loading. So don't attempt to do anything with the system for a few minutes. So it's got my weather up here, top left corner, the time. If the time is wrong, you may have to change the time zone. But I believe that's correct for me. Yep, date is correct. I'm going to just pause this just to let this thing get caught up. Okay, so now that we've given it enough time to update, we can go and watch something. So I'm on TV shows. I'm just going to go over to now the menu works pretty simple. I'm using the joystick going left and right. That moves me through the menus. Once I'm on a particular set like TV shows, then I can go up and down. So you see here, up and down moves me down. I got my favorite star down here. I can power it off down here, but I can go left and right through these. Sometimes it might be something that's off the screen. You see a little arrow over here, so I mean something's off the screen. So if I go that way, there was some additional things there. But you have these categories here. You have these different icons here. Look at these icons as let's just call them. We'll just call them theaters. Okay, just for lack of a better term. You know, each of these sections are theaters. So this particular theater might be playing particular shows or movies. This particular theater might be showing other things. So look at that way. So one theater might not have the show that you want to watch. Okay, playing. Okay, so go to a different theater. And I'm just going to keep this very basic. All right, so I'm going to go down here to this one called Supremacy. And I'm going to select that. And you see you have different categories. Now each theater is going to display their content differently, okay? And for some reason, these guys and these that do these things always have these demonic, crazy names for things and icons for everything and backgrounds. So if that's not your thing, you have to find something that's a little less crazy. If you got kids in the house, you may not want them to be exposed to some of this craziness. But I'm just going to go down to live TV, and whenever it's doing something in the lower right corner, you'll see the word working. So you'll see it briefly. That went pretty fast. But nothing happened there. And some of these things may not work, you know. So you just have to play around with it and find out what is working. I'm gonna go here, just do ABC News.
I agree with that. I think they should. Frankly, the president is trying to take the power.
And when it's playing, you have certain controls. Now with this particular with the joystick, I'm not sure what button does what, so I just hit I think the X button or the Y button, and it brought up this menu. Now I can use my joystick to stop or rewind. I can skip through if it's something that's not live. I can go over here and change settings for the sound volume. Can amplify it. See there? So there's no volume. I can amplify the volume if I need it to be louder.
Well, that's something that we can
Select
certainly
it.
discuss fixing. But, you know, my perspective is this. Even if there were a national emergency on the border, let's say that we accept his premise.
Now,
the best way to
amplifying
deal with it
is different than raising the volume.
best way to deal with
Obviously,
this
I
is to
can
put
control
more
the
people at
volume
the ports of entry where we know
with the
that's where
actual
the drugs are coming into the country.
speaker.
Let's talk about the family
Okay,
separations.
so I can, and I'm just gonna mute that. This, if you're listening to something and you're at the maximum volume and you still can't hear it, then volume application will come into play. You can actually have let me back out. You can go over here and do this little piece of paper, and you can bookmark things. You can do this little reel here, and that will let you to download. This is the video settings, so you might want to change the video mode. You can also do subtitles. Go here. So again, I'm not going to go through all of these settings here. Get a video for Kodi and learn about it there. But this is just a educational video, just showing you a proof of concept that it can be done. Just know that if you certain content, there may be laws in your country or city or state that prohibit certain things from being streamed, so be wary of that type of thing. So again, this is just a proof of concept to show you that yes, you can make your Arcade1Up arcade machine modified, not the one straight from the store, your modified Arcade1Up box with running a Raspberry Pi. You can have it be a media streaming device as well. Alright, so we'll just back up out of here. Now this was a live example, so that's a little different than most things that you would do. So I'm gonna come down and I am going to just say genres. Get my right buttons down pat. I'll show you the way that most things in here that's not a one-click viewing will work. So let's do some Western. I don't know what this 13 Clowns is, so I'm actually gonna back up out of this. Now when it's working, sometimes you may not be able to change anything. I'm gonna go back down here. And you have to be patient. This is not cable TV where you just get to click on things and it just go the way you expect it. I'm just going to do TV shows. And I'm going to see trending. Don't matter for what I'm doing here. Except that trending didn't do anything. Let's go to popular. See it working down there in the lower right. See a little skull in the background. They use so many crazy things with some of these builds. And I'm just gonna pick I don't even think this is out yet. Just trying to show you how the system works. So you have to find the right theater that will play the shows or content that you're interested in, because some are going to have showings that you have no interest in. Some are going to have them that you do. Some are going to have it, the things you like, but not show it or make it playable. Some are going to have what you like and it will work. So this is an experiment. Okay, so again, just keep that in mind. All right, so let's give me my list. See how it says 720p at the top? I'm not going to pick that higher one. I'm just going to go down, pick a different one. Nah, I'm just going to pick it. And then we can wrap this video up. See, wanted me to pair. Now, for some reason, it's not asking me to pair with OpenLoad, which, if it did that one, I wouldn't mind doing. But these other ones, I have no idea what they are, and do not want to play around with them. So it's going through that list, and if it finds something that's playable, it'll play. If it doesn't, then it'll say no streams available. Goodness. I don't think I hit it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Look like we're striking out on all of this. Okay, so this one I will do on my device. And it's got to pop up, close that. Hit pair, and now it says successfully paired, but I had a pop-up window that came, and let's see if it runs, because typically with that particular site, if you do pair, typically it's going to play. So it's still thinking about it, and sometimes it'll disappear like this, but it's actually going to play, so don't touch anything for give it a few seconds. And you see at the bottom of the left, it is starting to play. Now this is 720p, so you know it's a little higher resolution. It's a bigger file. We'll see if it actually plays. If not, we could try a less, smaller file. It's blurry. So you see the top, we got a little counter, so it's trying to load it. And depending on your speed, it may, require a buffer, things like that.
We deserve to live in peace.
All right. So with that, I'm going to turn the volume off, stop this thing here. So again, there you go. You have a media player on your Arcade1Up cabinet. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't matter. Thanks for watching anyway. And if share it with people you know. Comment below what other videos you want to see. I'm always looking for content. I appreciate all the people that always give information and things to help us help each other. So until next time guys, I'll see you on the web. Oh, one more thing before you go. How do you get out of this thing? Do the select and start button work together? Does that do it? Is it considered just like any old game? Nope. Go down here to this little power button here and select that. I don't know if I hit the right button or not. We'll see. Give it a second. Yep, it's not letting me do anything. And voila, you're back home. All right, there you go, guys. And again, that's in ports now.